Buying a home is a lot like playing golf. And if we're being honest, a lot of people make the same mistakes in both. You ever stand on the first tee, people watching, heart beating a little faster, and suddenly you forget how to swing? Well, that's what writing your first offer feels like. There's pressure, there's emotion, there's adrenaline, and that's usually when people overswing. The people who win long-term, they're not the ones swinging the hardest. They're the ones managing the course. If we haven't met, I'm John Rozek. I'm a realtor here in the Milwaukee area, and I spend a lot of time walking people through big decisions, whether they're buying or selling. And something I've noticed is this: the people who feel best about their decisions long-term are usually the ones who stay calm and stick to a plan. That's what this video is really about. If you play golf, this is gonna make a lot of sense. Let's walk through it together. Nobody buys a full set of clubs without knowing their swing. You don't just walk into a shop and say, "Give me whatever Scotty Scheffler uses." Because unless you're Scotty, that probably isn't gonna work. But buyers do the real estate version of that all the time. They get approved up to a number, and they treat that number like a target. That's like pulling driver on every hole just because you can. In Milwaukee, taxes vary. Insurance varies. HOA fees can completely change the math. Your approval number is a ceiling. It's not your comfort zone. The smartest buyers focus on monthly comfort, not maximum approval, because stretching might win you the house, but it can quietly create stress later on. And stress kills good decisions. The first few homes you see, that's the driving range. You think you know what you want. Then you walk through 5 houses and suddenly everything shifts. You said no projects. Now maybe a light project is fine. You said no condos. Well, now low maintenance sounds pretty good. You said 4 bedrooms. Now 3 feels totally reasonable. And that's normal. Even Rory doesn't just walk onto a course cold. There's rhythm, there's reps, there's understanding the conditions. Buyers need reps too. You need to understand value. What's realistic in your range? What feels right in person, not just online? Rushing into an offer too early? That's stepping onto the first tee without warming up. And it usually shows. This is where Tin Cup comes in. Roy McAvoy, standing on the 18th hole at the US Open. He could lay up, played safe, win the tournament. Instead, he keeps going for the green over water again and again and again and again. That's what happens when ego and emotion take over. In real estate, it sounds like this: what if this is the one? We'll just stretch. It'll be fine. That's Roy hitting another ball into the water. Stretching beyond your comfort zone might win the house, but if it puts pressure on your monthly finances, you didn't win. Scotty doesn't fire at every pin. Jack Nicklaus built a career on playing the fat side of the green. Ernie Els wasn't flashy, he was smooth and steady. The best players manage risk, the best buyers do the same. Know your number, build in buffer, leave room to adjust. Don't be Roy McAvoy. This is where the nerves show up. You found the house, you love it, now it's time to write. Most buyers assume highest price wins. That's not how sellers actually think. They evaluate offers side by side. Price matters, but so does clean terms, strong financing, flexible timing, inspection structure, confidence the deal will close. I actually did a full video breaking down how to write a strong offer. If you haven't watched that yet, it'll make this part even clearer. Because sometimes a slightly lower offer wins. Why? Because it feels safer. In golf, majors are won by minimizing mistakes. Dustin Johnson isn't trying to hit miracle shots every hole. Tony Finau isn't chasing every risky line. It's controlled aggression. Same thing here. If you've ever lost in multiple offers, comment tournament pressure below, because that feeling, it's real. Now, inspection is where emotions spike, especially here. Older Milwaukee homes, basements, brick, plaster, character. Inspection reports can look very intimidating, but no house is perfect. Even the best players hit bunkers. The difference? They know how to recover. Inspection isn't about panic, it's about understanding risk. What's cosmetic? What's maintenance? What's structural? What's realistic for the age of the home? The smartest buyers negotiate strategically. They don't treat every item like a disaster. They read the green. They make an informed decision. You hit what feels like a perfect shot. Then it catches a sprinkler head and kicks sideways. That's the appraisal sometimes. The market supports the number, but the appraisal comes in lower. So now what? This is where discipline early on pays off. Did you leave room? Do you have flexibility? Is renegotiation possible? The buyers who plan for weird bounces handle them calmly. The ones who went all in emotionally and financially, that's when stress shows up. Now, if you're anything like me, sometimes the smartest move in golf is punching out sideways. It's not impressive, but it saves the round. Same with buying. You might love the house, but if the inspection reveals major structural issues, or the numbers stop making sense, or the risk is too high, walking away isn't failure, it's maturity. Jack Nicklaus won 18 majors not because he hit the most heroic shots, but because he avoided big numbers. Real estate works the same way. If you play, you know golf isn't about perfect swings. It's about managing mistakes. Buying a home isn't about winning every offer. It's about making one smart decision that sets you up long term. If you're serious about buying or selling in Milwaukee this year, don't just swing harder. Have a plan. Stay disciplined and understand the course. And if you haven't already, go watch the Buyer Roadmap playlist in order. It walks through the process step by step so you know what to expect before you're in it. Because whether it's golf or real estate, the people who stay calm and play smart usually come out ahead. Thank you for watching. Golf season is right around the corner. If you're thinking about buying or selling this year, let's build a game plan, maybe even over 9 holes. And make sure whatever move you make next, it's a smart one. See you next week.